everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Jiggee Jon Show Lockdown Edition. And today, my guest is a very, very, very special individual. A man that they say, or they called with 1,000 voices, or is it 10,000 voices? Dato Leonard Tan.
Yeah.
How you doing, sir? Welcome to
I'm
the
good.
show.
I'm good, John. I'm good, John. Yeah.
Thanks for making time to speak to me, man.
Yeah. Thank you for the invitation. Yeah.
I've basically been telling stories with my show, and it's just getting around to people, and my list is just an extensive list. And actually, this MCO has worked in my favor because now I get to churn out more content, speak to more people, and this is the first Saturday in the longest time I'm sitting at home, lah. I'm not sure about you.
Yeah, the same. Yeah. I was actually looking forward to a ride in your car.
I know. We can always do that. We can do another version, and the next version you can sing to your heart's content, lah.
Yeah, I
We,
will. I will. Yeah.
we can pass by Gardenia. In fact, now Gardenia is like loot. It's like it's crazy, yeah.
I think they are minting it as well now.
Minting.
Yeah.
I mean, people are selling it and all that.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to just I mean, as much as I know you, I don't know you. So today we're going to get a chance to find out who's the person behind the personality. Like who's the man behind and how it all began. So where did you come from, Leonard? Like, are you a Penang boy?
I'm a Penang boy.
I remember that now because we remember some years back we did some shows. We did a show for this Penang birthday boy,
That's
and
right.
that's right.
Yeah.
And that's where they also remember. So
You did
grew
a
up.
wonderful job. You turned the whole hall or ballroom rather into somewhat very much like Penang. Yeah, you are fabulous, John. Yeah, you are
Thank you, sir.
pretty
That's what
and
they
good.
that's what they wanted. So you grew up on the island or mainland?
On the island.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And at which point did you realize that you were blessed with these talents or gifts? Was it even in school or was it after school?
Well, it was due to the downturn at that time. I came back from Canada. I couldn't really get a proper job even after graduating, and I did what I did before I went to Canada. I started playing music again, and it got stuck on from then on.
Oh wow. Where
That's
in
how it started.
Canada? Yeah,
I
where
was
in Canada
I was
were
in
you?
Toronto. I was in Sault Ste. Marie. I was in London, Ontario as well.
Oh wow, wow. So interesting, huh? I mean, ironically, your career and my career took off the similar path. I couldn't get a job because of 9/11 in the States. That's
Oh,
20 years ago. So, and then I came back and started Jiggee, right? So, I guess both of us, God had different plans for us, right?
right, right.
Yeah. So, how long have you been professionally in show business?
I think I never really counted. Yeah, so probably since the late 80s.
So that's
Yeah,
at
80s.
minimum 30 years, lah. Minimum.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a time when that was just before I was I took part in the Carlsberg Top of the Pubs competition. Before that, I was singing around in the clubs already. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
So
I
did
had
you?
a band. I was with Asia Beat. I was with Vintage, which was headed by Michael Birapan. I was also in, ironically, I mean, coincidentally, the band I left in Penang was known as Body and Soul. And when I came to KL, the band I joined was also known as Body and Soul. What a coincidence, yeah. We had a very good
Wow.
lineup, yeah. So
Wow. Was that even allowed?
apart from my
Were they?
solo stints, I was also frontlining in bands. Yeah.
Wow. So what did you actually study back in the day? Like, what did you do in Canada? Like, what did you study?
I'm a trained hotelier. Yeah, trained
Oh,
hotelier.
wow.
It
Eh,
was quite fascinating because I learned about cooking, sanitation, and a whole load of courses involved in being a trained hotelier. So it helped me a lot. And I think the most interesting part was having gone through a good phase of hospitality accounts.
Yep.
Being a good accounting has helped me a lot in my life. You know, you have always this check and balance in your head. You don't need to look at the black and white sometimes to make decisions, financial decisions. Yeah,
Of course. So did you ever work in the hotel industry?
yeah, I did. Yeah, I did in Canada. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But not here in Malaysia?
When I came back here, like I said earlier, the
Yeah.
industry was in the slum. So I couldn't really get a job and I needed to pay bills. So I picked up my guitar and started singing again. Mm.
And it's funny that you say that, but you do realize right now the hotel industry is hit like it's never been hit before.
Wow, it's crazy. I feel
It's crazy,
sorry
yeah?
for the owners. I feel sorry for business owners right now.
Yeah.
We are the ones in the gig industry. We have gone through times where we have jobs, we don't have jobs, so we are kind of immune to it. But this one being prolonged will be something new for people like us. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially people like you who've got so many staff to upkeep and an office and a company to maintain. It's getting
Yeah.
very serious here. So I appreciate people like you who keep the entertainment industry going by doing things like that. I watched so many episodes of yours. I never really hear you say something funny or sing something funny to the audiences on YouTube. You should be doing that.
I know. But for now, this particular channel is more of me just storytelling
Yeah,
because
I know. Yeah.
I feel that there's so many of amazing Malaysians or even people around the region who've got great stories. And I think every single one of you, your story will empower, even if it's just one person out there, that's already a mission accomplished for me.
Right.
This platform for this show has turned out to be that.
Right.
Of course,
Very
that
good.
doesn't that doesn't mean that I don't want to do what I normally do. I mean, if you ask me, the one thing I miss the most is just hosting, right? In the last couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
and making people happy, right?
Yes,
We
yes,
we were together recently, right? And you did a good job making people happy. People like you play a very important role for entertainers like this. You are what we term as the icebreaker.
yeah,
If you have a really, 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 I'm not putting people down, a bad MC and all, and he's gonna draw very negative kind of responses from the audiences. So when we go on stage, we are affected
yeah,
by it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you are lively and good. You make people crazy. Yeah. So I think entertainers got to give credit to people who do a good job introducing entertainers when they come on stage. Yeah.
I'll never forget early gig back in the day when it was for Daikin.
Mm.
Tan Leggy hired you,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Supreme Events. And I remember after the show, we were sitting down and talking. And for some reason, we got around to talking. And then you were like, hey, Jiggy, I think you're going to go very far in life. Like, I give you 5, 10, 15 years. I don't know why you said all that.
I said
And
7, I remember it. And you'll
so
be a
that,
millionaire in 7 years from that time.
yes. And that was 2004, I think, or 2005,
Mm.
which is so ironic. And this year, technically, Jiggy turns 20, in May. When I
Yeah,
first started out as a clown 20 years ago,
time flies.
at least the company. It does, it does, it does. So, you've been doing this. What has been, there's so many questions I can ask you, but I mean, it's a case of like, what has been just some of the greatest highlights that you have really enjoyed in this crazy career of yours, I mean, in show business, that is. I mean,
Well,
you've done so many things, but is there anything that just for you is like right up there, lah? It's a memory that will always be forever cherished as the maybe the show of a lifetime for you.
I think there have been quite a number of highlights in my showbiz career, but I don't know whether you should consider this a highlight. But I do a lot of performances for charity, and I
Yeah,
took on to do a performance for the handicap. Yeah, and I was amazed. I do these things for free. I was amazed to see people coming in beds, in wheelchairs, and I was doing a performance. I think I went hilarious. They went hilarious. I had to stop the show halfway because I saw a lady in the size of a basketball. It was like her head and her limbs were just like, And now I recognized her from one of the visits that I made to her home. And I remember she liked Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I stopped the show. I went down there and I kind of like sang to her and,
yeah,
she had tears in her eyes, and I teased her about the Kentucky Fried Chicken, and she was so touched, that I remembered her. So I don't know. I consider things like that as highlights of my life
I
as an
understand.
entertainer. Things
Yeah,
that money cannot buy.
yep,
The experience of seeing people happy from the things that you do.
yep.
Yeah. Mm.
And I think that's one of the greatest blessings that we have for those of us in show business is
Yeah,
for that one fleeting moment in an event like that, be
yeah,
it for you when you put on a 45-minute show, or for us in the cost of hosting for 4 to 5 hours, is that just like you and I've seen people reciprocate or just have a good time and even come up and stay it after that. So I think
yeah.
for us, that's probably the greatest calling we have, which is actually event to event, show to show. Being able to just put a smile on people's face, or
Exactly.
just and I think that's probably no greater calling than that, lah. That's the way I
That
look at it.
and that's the best reason for getting insomnia. Tossing and turning, feeling happy about what you did. Correct. And
That that is true.
one more was when I approached a child, and she had to be fed through the chest from a tube.
Yep.
It was a
Yep.
plastic looking thingy, and
Yep.
she just sounded very phlegmy and all. And they told me she has never smiled before.
Mm.
Told the people that I'm going to make her smile. I,
Mm.
I sang, I did all my character voices, all the character voices. I was actually the official voice of Looney Tunes, yeah, when Parkson Grant was doing a lot of promos, yeah, when they
Oh
had the
wow.
tunes, Looney Tune characters and all.
Yep.
I had to get my voice approved from Warner Brothers in Australia before I got that job. So I did everything from, yeah, what's up, Jack? And I did everything to that little girl, and she started smiling and she started chuckling. Now, tell me how great that feeling was. And somebody told me that she has never smiled. Yeah, so we always walk around telling ourselves that we are blessed, we've got limbs, we've got everything. So
Yep.
especially the people who are facing a bad time during this lockdown, don't just keep
Yep.
thinking about losing money, losing money. You've got good health, you've got your life. Look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for a person like me who's been around to so many homes, yeah, I feel for them. I feel for them.
Yeah.
It's no race preference or no religious preference. I'll do for all religions and races. That's me. And honestly speaking, I haven't. A lot of times, people see me on stage at charity dues. They always think that I get paid, but honestly, I don't. I'm
Mm.
I'm just doing favors. Just like you and I, we have got costs. We've got people running for us. You know,
Yeah.
and at the same time, we are also paying our people to these are all our costs, but sometimes
Yep.
people don't realize. Not that I want them to know that I did it for,
Yeah.
but like I said, the experience of achieving what you set out to achieve
Yeah.
before the show, the meetings and all, is such a wonderful feeling. Sometimes
Yep.
it goes into 700,000, 800,000, 2.1, 2.2 million, considering that you solely stood on stage to do that. It sounds good. It really sounds good. It's not your money, it's the money you earn for the people.
Yeah, yeah. I completely, even in January, just before things took a turn, I did a fundraiser for the Yayasan UTP, which is University Technology Petronas. And, it was the same thing, we did crowdfunding, something a little different,
Mm.
where we tried to invoke some new tech. But, I get the feeling, the money was towards projects that were by the students, engineering students, towards helping everything from the Orang Asli in where the university
Oh,
was,
yeah.
up in I think they are near Taiping, something like that, lah. So, anyways, it was just nice to, as you said, my job was to get people to open their pockets and just pledge more money.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and I was just keep pushing, and I was looking at the boss man, this Tan Sri gentleman, and he was like, his finger was like up. So I was like, okay, I pushed some more. I was just going for the jugular, but it was all good fun, and it was like all these oil and gas people, and it was yeah. So I hear you when you say that. And,
Yeah.
and even when you said when you entertain, even seeing that lady, that girl smile, it's like almost like you're the resident Patch Adams.
Yeah.
Remember Pat? Yeah,
Yeah.
Patch
Yeah.
Adams. But how did you even discover that you had, for instance, these voices? Was it by accident? I mean, I know you didn't do it immediately. You were singing, right? What's the first foray you had into showbiz, even in school? Was it singing? singing first?
Yes, we had our variety show evenings and all, yeah. And they had all these drama societies, debating societies and all, and we had our own talent evenings and all. And
Okay.
I was always a school monitor, a school prefect, or even a class monitor. But I used the adverse way of taming my classmates, yeah, by using humor. You know, I'll sing Hindi songs, I'll sing Tamil songs, I'll do silly things on stage. In class, not on stage.
Right.
I said, why not? Why not bringing a sketch onto stage? And I think I became quite famous already from young, in school. Yeah, doing
Wow.
sketches, and I'll do silly things, and I put them into my shows. Yeah, these days stuff that I used to do, but no dirty words, no nothing, because you're not supposed to swear on stage, So I've always been known as a clean comedian.
Entertainer, yeah.
Only at my private shows. When
But
I sell tickets to do my own shows, that's when I, reveal kind of underwear I wear. Yeah.
so
Okay, so
I,
sorry. Yeah.
no, but was there anyone in the family that was gifted the singing?
Yeah, my eldest brother, he was with a group called Thunderbolts. They were the first band to record for EMI in Malaysia. Yeah, he's residing in Thailand right now. Yeah. So I don't know about the rest of the brothers. The rest of the brothers don't really sing. I wouldn't like to say couldn't really sing. It seems that only two of us would be able to sing. Yeah. So
But like your parents or your grandparents, was there any kind of show business in the family genes?
no, no, zero, zero.
Wow.
My
Wow.
father my late father used to do opera very well in the toilet. Yeah. His own form of opera. Yeah. A
Ah,
sense of humor came from him. Yeah. He was
right.
yeah.
So
He told me so many jokes, that I use on stage. And I'm quite, I'm not surprised. I'm quite surprised to see some jokes that have gone on the internet and, from those days. Yeah. And stuff that I do, those days I used to talk about Perudua, Proton, and also people use
yeah,
it, they throw it on the internet. I mean, you can't patent your jokes. Yeah.
yeah.
Just like when you do a show, you write your stuff. When you commit, right? You write the stuff, and when somebody else uses it, you feel go bugger singing my song. Yeah,
You
I give
know,
yourself a very nice feeling. Yeah.
you are one gentleman. There's just been a few things that you've said. I think there's three things that I remember so distinctly, and of which two I've probably happily ripped off many times on stage, lah. Now, number one was that gig that we did. I was the MC, and you. It was for Robert, by the way, Birdcom. It was for Ayamas
Yeah.
and in
Oh, it's fun. Yeah.
in Port
So
Dickson,
fun.
right? And I introduce you. I go up stage. I'm quietly just standing there and watching you. And then you start up with like, yeah, Jiggee used to be a rapper. Like, huh? He used to be rapping gifts in Pakistan. Oh my basket. You did, okay. I thought that was quite because not many people interact with the host that just introduced them.
Yeah.
And actually that's very important because that kind of showbiz commentary is actually very powerful. And when you
Yeah.
did that, it really it taught me as a then young and fledgling MC that the importance of such stage presence, that interactive element. It because people can appreciate when you appreciate them as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's very important to be a team. Yeah, even though we are on a separate aspect, but we should be a team together. Every one of us, once we are doing a show together,
yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah. So, but I found you a very, very, very. How should I say? A very, very not peculiar, but I don't know what word to use to describe you. Because the moment I looked at you, I said, this man's gonna make so much money. I hope he believes what I say. And I made you promise me something at that time. When you make money, help the poor. Remember, I said,
Yeah, yeah.
don't
No,
spend.
no, no. Yeah.
I
It's
said, don't spend. Yeah.
you've always been. I think that's I think I don't know of anyone else who's actually set me down like that ever. At least not for someone I just met through the business, right? Like, I mean, we don't know each other from Adam before that.
Yeah.
But for you to just tell me straight up, nobody's given me such advice. So I think that's very powerful. The
I'm
fact that when you
so I'm so touched and honored you say these things. Yeah.
no, because how many people will remind you that hey, when you've made money, don't forget the less fortunate. I mean, who says that? Lah? No,
Yeah.
nobody actually nobody passes out such advice. So that, I mean, thank you for that, because those were some of the cornerstones that set me up for what I'm doing today, lah. It's not over yet, but there was two more things, lah. Your Guinness, உங்களுக்கு நல்லது, and your brother's best friends.
You remember that?
Till today, like, I mean, there have been moments when it's the correct crowd. I use those lines. It's so good. So good.
Uh, yeah, talk about that. Yeah, I think portraying myself on stage as a person who has done a number of jingles helped a lot. Yeah, because I've always regarded myself as the famous unknown singer, or
Yeah.
rather the unknown famous singer. Yeah, why? Because my voice is always behind the scenes. Yeah, and I thank especially Kenny Tay. Yeah, he brought me in to do the first jingle ever. It was for Salem High Country. I don't know whether you remember that. You were very young then. It goes above all the rest, we're moving so free and high, freer than the clouds. We touch the sky. You
Wow.
know, I tell you, we are the ones who do all the hard work. We sing and sing and sing. Then you have people like who? Patrick Teo and all. They come in and say, Salem, high country. One line only.
You mean that was also Patrick?
I know, I can't recall. I'm citing just the name as an example.
Ah,
Voice
but I
over
remember that
character.
line. I remember that line, Salem, High Country. I remember that
Yeah,
line,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't remember the song that you
I,
just
I I
did.
think I did it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I would have done it too. Yeah, I would have done it too. Salem High Country.
The
Salem.
the
I can't because I've done so many. Yeah,
yeah,
I've done so
the
many.
one that I remember just is Gardenia lah. I mean, that one is like you can't escape. The Gardenia one was, when was that, in the 90s,
I know, no, it was early. I think it
two
was
thousands?
yeah, maybe 2009, 2010, if I'm not wrong. Around,
Gardenia,
yeah.
so good
Uh,
you can even eat it on its own,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I did an adaptation of that tune, which was originally done by. I'm not sure if I'm not wrong. It could be an original by Simon Justin Leo, if I'm not wrong, or Freddie Fernandez. It came from his studio that time. So
Okay.
along the way, adaptations of that original tune came by. So I
Yeah.
came up with a series. I did the rap version. I did the country and western version. Country and western. There are a few genres. I did the one with the hillbilly kind of a feel. Yeah.
Right.
I like to be different. Yeah, So
Understand.
all the tunes were played. But I particularly like the one I did with Damien from BE, who I got him
Yes.
to sing. Yeah. It goes like, everybody loves it. You can taste how fresh it is. Uncle Slocum's recipe brings quality. I made them do all this.
Wow. Bill.
R&B.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got a female singer. I took people who were not from the jingle industry. I took people from the club scene. Now I wanted to give people opportunities. I
Yeah.
always do that, and I think you all know I met quite a few stars, yeah, quite a few singers, quite a few MC. Bring their names up, I
So,
enjoy doing that. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, everybody sees this, they know this about you, but behind the scenes, what have you done to perfect your trade, Leonard? Like, I mean, especially in the early years, as you picked up something and then you improvised and you did, but what was your driving force from day one?
Yeah, I just keep telling myself, you got to make people happy. You've got
Mm.
to make people who don't like you.
Yeah.
So this is that little bit of pressure I put onto myself, to work hard. And being the non-swearing, non-political type of comedian, it makes it a little harder, and talk about
Yeah,
corporate.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
know that because you have your clients telling you, hey, Jiggee, make sure Leonard, don't say bad words, don't talk
Mm.
politics. Yeah. So what
Mm.
I do is I study human behavior. You know,
Mm.
it's very easy. Write down a list from A to Z, the names of your friends, people
Okay.
you like, people you don't like. What are the
Yeah.
bad habits of your friends? Pick out the bad habits of your friends and then turn it into comedy. Yeah, the most popular genre is all about money, right?
Yeah.
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 Friends and money. So what I do is friends and money. So I write stories. Friends and money, friends and money. Yeah. and you've got naughty friends in school who always talk about women, okay, friends and naughty guys who like women. So,
Right.
that's how I do it, yeah. Of course, it depends on which corporate firm you're doing bits for. Sometimes if they are bankers, yeah, I'll start talking about doing jokes for bankers. But my favorite had always been for doctors.
Ah.
Yeah, why? Simple, because my father was a supplier of drugs those days to
Oh,
doctors. So my father had so much to tell me about,
I see.
the realities of being a traveling, pharmaceutical drug supplier. It tells me so many things. One being about his most famous one would have been, this girl called Gina. She's a Eurasian girl. Yeah, everybody who goes to this clinic, they had 4 or 5 doctors working there. Everybody gave her a nickname. Tonsils. Yeah, I said, why you call her tonsils? That said, everybody liked her so much, they just felt like taking her out. No, So this is very, very much a doctor humor kind of thing, because those days you have a sore throat. What they do is they take out your tonsils.
Understand.
So her name was no longer Gina, it was tonsils. Yeah.
Ansel.
So I
Right,
did a
right.
lot of shows for our former PM, Dr. Mahathir. He
Yep.
attended a lot of all these doctor events and all. So I sat
Yep.
down and I wrote shows about doctors and all. With the assistance of what my father told me in the past. My father
Yep.
never wrote all these jokes for me, but I gathered what he told me and turned them into comedy. And I did a lot for pharmaceutical firms. Yeah, I don't know why. Pharmaceutical firms don't seem to be, as active in the corporate scene, unlike those days. I guess maybe because of having merged. Yeah.
Yep.
So every week, every month, I'll do 1 or 2 for doctors and pharmaceutical firms. But that
So,
doesn't seem. Hang on, yeah. Here goes. I had that since I was in standard 1, I think.
are you serious or what?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
How have you been able to keep a toy from
I've got a whole load of them downstairs. They're
you've
worth a
kept
fortune.
things?
Yep, yep, yep.
Wow.
It's a cool. It's called the banger. It's a matchbox.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay. I wish I had something from my childhood still stashed somewhere, but I don't think I have anything at all.
yeah.
So that comes to my next question. Who's been some of your sources of inspiration? Like who's inspired you?
I wanted to share this with you actually. This guy called Rafiq Rashid. Not that he was a source of inspiration, but we used to inspire each other. Those days when it came to doing satire and all on stage, people like us would just hold a guitar, change the words of a song,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, accordingly to what's going on, and we used to exchange jobs. Rafiq, I've got a gig next Saturday, yeah, but I've got
Yeah.
another booking. Can you do it for me,
Mm.
So we switch. We always, give ourselves jobs, and he'll call me too, we don't call each other brother, bros. They say, hey, brother, yeah. There was no short form for brother those days, yeah.
Right,
We
right,
will call
right.
each other, yeah. So his way of performance inspired me quite a lot, you know and I don't know whether I inspired him too, but so we have to look at somebody who was good in what they do to inspire us,
Yeah.
apart from doing the short one-liners, two-liners on stage. I decided to also do stuff like that. You turn songs like Diana, I'm so young and you're so old, this my darling, I don't care. I'm talking about a story about me being a 28-year-old having fallen in love with an auntie who is 42 years old. I turned it into a humorous song. This was the blend of comedy we used to do. His famous one was Benazir Bhutto. Why does a lovely girl like you have such a stupid name? I thought it was really excellent.
Oh
Hey,
my God.
Benazir Bhutto. That is how the cowards on TV pronounce your name. So this was a kind of humor. So we were inspired
Wow.
by stuff like that. Then I went on to
Interesting.
So I combined satire, combined stand up, I combined serious singing. And of course, of late, everybody knows that I've been doing a lot of impressions. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Why? Because I don't think it's commonly done. Soon somebody's gonna do what I do, but it doesn't matter. It's nice to see a variety out there, you know. Mm.
So, internationally, were there anyone that you, I guess, gravitated towards and were inspired by, like any personalities or characters or performers, at least growing up or leading into your career so far? I mean, was there
Obvious,
any?
obviously, people like Jerry Lewis, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was really hilarious, and facial expression wise, and people like him, people like Benny Hill, you know, and
Yes.
we had people like Lenny Henry. Do you know? Yeah, have you heard of him? Right?
Henry
And
sounds
these guys
familiar.
are from UK and all. Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, even our own comedians, yeah, I remember watching and people like Badul and all, no, in our Tompel, sorry,
Yeah.
Badul's there, yeah, our Tompel, and my biggest Malaysian inspiration is obviously the late Tan Sri P. Ramlee.
Of
Yeah,
course, of course, of course.
he's such an excellent entertainer, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why until today I still do my impression of him. Yeah, you know. Pukul 3 pagi, sejam lagi Jiggee tidur.
But that's the part I think that people, especially for those who might not know you, if say the younger generation, you come up, you look like this bespoke, dapper gentleman, and then when you just whip this up, they're like, "Huh? What just happened?" Because I know how you do that. You turn left, you're either P Ramlee, and then you turn right, you're Saloma, right? Am I correct?
Yeah,
You do that.
yeah,
One of those. That's one of your impressions that you do.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think those who have never seen it are like, who is this guy? Like, I mean, is he for real or what? Yeah.
I don't know. I sometimes it's not even in my script, and then you get like two, three people in the toilet. Hey, Dato, do what that one, ah. Hey, brother, do what that one. I say, which one? There, yo, Piramli lah, you know. So I said, yo, I did already. No, I brought my friends today. They want
Ah,
to see. Please lah, please.
yeah, yeah.
So it's nice when people say that right or wrong. Yeah, they want to see. So I have to do it for them. It reminds me of the days when I was playing in the pubs. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Friday nights we play 4 sets. Yeah. So these musicians these days, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the pub scene that I started in those days. Four sets we play in the night. Saturdays we play 5 sets sometimes. I'm not kidding you. Yeah. And then
Wow.
first set, right? We get people coming in. Hey, brother, can you play "Sacrifice" for me?
Mm.
A song by Elton John. But the people always get confused with the title of that song. Hey, bro, no, bro, that time. Hey, brother, can you play Cold Cold Heart?
Mm.
They call it Cold Cold Heart. Then you'll be playing the other Cold Cold Heart. Then they're asking you where the song is. I played it. Oh, no, it's a human sign. Cold Cold Heart. That is Elton John song. Yeah. So that's the first set.
Uh,
Second set, another customer comes in, he asks you to play. Third set, another, so 4 times you have to kena. And then I'll do it at max 2. Yeah, I'll substitute another song for them. Yeah, yeah. I talk about the pub scenes. Yeah,
yeah.
those days. What I did was um, those days we had to work 6 nights a week, six
Okay.
nights a week, and you have customers telling you, "Hey, brother, boring lah. Every time same song, same song."
Mm.
song.
Mm.
And then at that time we were hit by the karaoke wave. So people, the customers, I mean the owners were also saying, "Hey, for a change, let's stop all this entertainment, put karaoke." So I went
Right.
in and spoke. I was kind of like an ambassador because of that leverage I got from being one of the Carlsberg Top of the Pops winners, right? Yeah. So I had speaking power then, but not for the benefit of myself. So I went to all the clubs, all the pubs. I said, "You have karaoke now. My friends, my family out there got no jobs. Yeah, can you please allow them to play at least 2 sets? Less pay, never mind. Less wages, never mind." I said, "How like that for karaoke?" I said, "Boss, people are hearing people singing karaoke the whole night. They will be kepala pusing, man." I said, "Makes sense." So I put in soloist there, 2 piece there to fit in, fit in the 45 minute before the next
Yes.
karaoke
Yes.
session.
Yes. Yes.
So it
Yes.
worked. It worked. I even got myself jobs from there. And then I told the bosses, I said, and don't engage them 6 nights a week. I'm gonna put different singers. I
Mm.
wasn't an agent. I didn't make a single cent from any one of them. I was just helping out, you know. So what I
Right,
did
right.
was I put some singers for Monday nights here, Wednesday night another singer, and it worked. That's how the trend has started until today. You know, that's
Mm.
why people playing 6 nights a week anymore. So I,
Mm.
I think I would dare to say that I was the one who started this trend. And they come with perks too. You must give my musicians at least 3 beers and 1 meal. There you have it. Musicians have got beers and 1 meal now. No? So
Yeah,
I think it's good that the younger musicians know about the history of how this once a week gig started. You know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I think it's still happening in full force now. Well, not now during
Yeah.
MCO, but before this, and the whole new wave of current generation musicians, and I think the gigging lifestyle has not stopped, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the bars. I mean, like even the veterans, the greats. For everybody from Albert to Colin and all these boys who do the scene, they're still doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys, all these
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting that I think not many people would know that you actually came from that background. You
Oh, really?
came from
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
the new blood. I mean, like some of the new event companies or new clients who still hire you. The young ones would never. They would just assume, this Dato Leonard Tan. Oh, okay, Dato means big shot, lah. But who knows that you've done your time, that you've started from the club scene and you've come through the ranks. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's
I
one of the reasons.
honestly did. I honestly did, you know. Yeah. The tour, the Carlsberg tour helped me a lot because we covered 72 outlets in that few months, you know, and we faced people of different races, different people who had different preferences in music and all. There was a time when, you know, you actually sat down, you learn a Hindi song, you learn a Tamil song, you learn a very nice Malay song people never would have heard of, but only the kampung people. So that helped me a lot. And at the same time, they just don't want you to stand there and sing. You know, they want entertainment.
All right, folks, we are back. You gotta love technology. And oh, look at that! We're looking at his little
Collection.
match
Yeah.
Hot Wheels collection, is it? So a power outage, and we were down and out for a good 10 minutes, but we're back. So siaran tergendala.
Harap maaf. Siaran tergendala sebentar. Maafkan kami. Maafkan kami. Remember that? Yeah.
Where were we? So what were we
We were talking
discussing?
about the pubs and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting
So I don't
pub.
want to take up too much of your time, Dato, but I mean, what is it that you want to put out there? Because I mean, you've had a colorful career. I mean, you have. I mean, where
It
else
has
have you
not
performed?
ended.
Of course, of course. Where have you? I mean, have you performed outside of Malaysia as well?
Yeah, but just in Brunei and in the UK and all, because and in Hong Kong, because most often when I get gigs to go abroad, they somehow or other would kind of like clash with the bookings I've already had here. So those were opportunities I didn't get to, you know,
Yeah,
and I'm very ethical, you know, because if they offer me even double from what, you know, someone else here would have engaged me for, I don't go against, you know, I don't turn my back on, you know, people who pay me less and all, you
I
know.
understand.
Yeah, so I'm ethical in that sense. So sometimes they tell me, okay, I'll pay you a little bit more, I'll give you this, I'll give you, oh, I'm so sorry, Murray. But I don't know why sometimes people find that as being arrogant, but I don't think it's being arrogant, no. It's just that I was already committed to another party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what has been some of the greatest learning curves that you have picked up over the course of these years?
Um, I think that I don't know how to describe it, but I think that the audiences these days are getting tougher and tougher. The
Mm.
expectations of entertainers are very, very high, you know. And for people like me in this age group, the younger set may not be able to recall who Leonard Tan is. who so and so is and all. So you use that to your advantage. Go on stage, and not to prove anything to the audiences, but only to yourself, that you
Yep.
could handle audiences like these,
Right.
24, 25. Think of what someone in that age would laugh about.
Right.
I'm saying, so I've been doing that, and I'm not deliberately learning new songs. I sing new songs all the time because basically I'm a singer.
Yeah.
I don't sing old songs, and I do a lot of new hip hop stuff, and I sing anything I like, which would be in the charts now. So my advantage, I guess, is probably because I commit, I sing, I do impressions, I can go crazy, and also I use all these to my advantage. So whatever that I learned is basically just a is something reciprocative from the audience. You know, if they look at me like this, I'm going to go back home and ask myself what went wrong.
Mm.
The next time when I face the same audience, I'm prepared.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I regard myself as an entertainer, not so
Mm.
much a singer, because singers somehow or other have this trend number of decades. So
Yep.
as long as I label myself as an entertainer, my role on stage is to entertain, make people happy. You
Yep.
know. Mhm.
So, I mean, from what you tell me now, I think what my take away is that you're saying that it's important to stay relevant,
Exactly.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
and it's important to not just shock sendiri lah. You need
Exactly.
you
Exactly. You're
you
right.
need to read the crowd. You need
Right.
to observe
Exactly.
what's happening.
Yeah. Like I sing a
Especially,
lot of
yeah,
R&B, I do a lot of Motown, I do a lot of black music and all. I can't bring them on stage. I'll only
yeah,
do that in my own
yeah,
club stints and all. So you just got to say what you like to do, for the proper avenues. So you got to think about the audiences. If they want perfect, you got to sing perfect for them. If they want songs that you personally don't like, but you know how to do it for them. Yeah.
yeah. Some Justin Bieber, perhaps.
You can't, yeah. But I must admit, I listened to his recent ones. I think they are quite good. I like him, for example. I want to find out why people make fun of, and
Yeah.
I started listening to his old stuff. Oh, I understood why,
Mm.
and because people had this egoistic thingy that he's got this childish kind of character behavior, and his songs are a bit childish. But I started listening to his new stuff now. Oh, you're really cool. I must give him credit for that, lah.
He's come
Only,
of age. He's come of
yeah,
age. He's come of age.
exactly, yeah, exactly. And you ask yourself why he's so famous, but yet he gets put down all the time.
Correct.
Yeah. So we so it's part and these are part answers to your question to me too. I take roles, the role, other roles, to learn, to
Yeah.
improve myself. Yeah, I'm never giving up. It gets tougher, but I'm never giving up. Mm.
So, I mean, I think you've said some very poignant points there. But what else would you actually put out just to fellow entertainers, the new blood of young men, young women, who are entertainers in their own rights today, different
Mm.
styles, different genres, using different talents that they have. With
Mm.
someone like you, I mean, like you said, you're far from done, but you've also had a very colorful run for 30 years now. What
Not
would you
enough. Not satisfied yet. So,
But
yeah, I
what
I
would you
still.
what would you yeah what would you put out there, like what's super important, what are some important factors that need to be considered by everyone in
Mm.
showbiz?
My very strong two words always would be passion and discipline, right? Added with the fact that you actually live to play music and
Mm.
not play music to live. I always tell
Mm.
the musicians this. You know why? Because I've experienced where sometimes when I'm doing a show, if it's slotted at 9:45, you
Yep.
have the agents coming to tell me that I've got to come on about 9:20 or 9:15. Get ready now. I asked what happened. Oh no, because the musicians that are engaged were engaged for only one set and they didn't want to extend. So I think that's a bit, if I were the band leader amongst the three of my musicians, hey, rather play a little bit more for them. 10, 15 minutes. So I've noticed this trend now. When they
Mm.
do one set, it means one set. After that, they chow. So where's the passion? You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jiggee, you engaged me for half an hour. There was so many times I asked you, and I said 20 to 30 minutes, and no, I asked you, can I go on?
Yeah.
Right around. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, can go on for another 10 minutes. See, now
Yeah.
that's passionate about what you do. Not like look at the watch and oh, half an hour up already. Okay, bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just want to advise all entertainers and musicians not to be like that. You know,
Mm.
they are supposed to end in 45 minutes and you're enjoying it, your clients, your friends are enjoying it, and you are allowed to do another 15 minutes to half an hour. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, this is enjoyment, this is happiness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Outside of
whether you agree. Yeah.
outside of show business,
Mm.
how else do you keep yourself busy, or what has been some of your passions? Because I think, yeah, that'll be good to know. I mean, like, what else?
No, I'm only passionate about the badminton games I play. That's all. Yeah, yeah, I enjoy because simply because I'm not good at it, and I like challenges. I like to play people who are good and find a way to overcome that inability to play as well as them by using thoughts.
Yeah.
By using calculations.
Yeah.
And so that is one of the reasons why I enjoy playing that game. And apart from that, I, I I s- I teach now. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of students, and one of the people I taught managed to go on stage to sing with David Foster, so it's quite an achievement. Yeah, and from young to old, well, all along I've always enjoyed sharing my knowledge,
Yeah.
teaching. So talking about that, I miss all my students. I haven't seen them in weeks. I look forward. There's not much money involved actually as a teacher. But the
Yeah.
fact that you are sharing something to a student, and then he or she learns from you, she carries it out, she stands on stage and performs and wins a competition. That is sheer joy, for a teacher. So this is the one that has been keeping me busy, my studio, doing my jingles, and yeah, I'm still writing jingles. I think the latest this one didn't have a tune to it. The latest one I did was for ADT alarms. Yeah, I played
Yeah.
the role of the gangster. I like acting. Yeah, yeah, using the voice to act. Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
always.
Yeah. I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I write signature tunes. Yeah, I've written signature tunes for quite a lot of products. If you listen to the York air conditioner ad, say York, cool in Malaysia. I wrote that signature tune for them. So these are the things that keep me busy,
Yeah.
and it's good that I have still so many things going on for me. It's not
I've
being a jack of all trades. It's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a master of
I've
the same bits. Yeah.
I've one final set of a double question here. What other goals and aspirations do you still have? I mean, because obviously you've done so much, you're still doing so much, but what other goals and aspirations do you still personally have?
Get rid of that stigma that I'm a famous unknown singer or an unknown famous singer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my goals are basically very much charity related. I want to be able to keep making money not for myself and my family alone. I want to do last bits for people who are going to say goodbye to the world. I want to throw huge, I talk to my wife about it all the time. Throw huge events, 1,000, 2,000 packs, invite all these people and give them the best entertainment ever. This could be their last hurrah.
Mm.
Bring them from the old folks homes, and bring the handicapped, bring those people out from homes they've been sitting in for decades.
Mm.
Talk about lockdown.
Yeah.
People like them. That is a perfect example of a real lockdown, even sitting
Yeah.
in their homes. So I want to do that. I don't know. You ask me questions like that. These are all these strange things that I always look forward to in life. I wouldn't say that I've achieved everything. I still feel I want to be heard more by the
Mm.
public,
Mm.
in terms of what I do. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't. People like nudge each other and say, hey, that one, Leonard Tan, remember? It's him, man, it's him, man. Yeah, hear his voice only, never seen before. you know,
Right. Right.
I ask for this because it gives me leverage to continue doing what I do for my charity purposes. You see, it's
Understand.
pointless if you want to sell tickets.
Yep.
And then you put there Leonard Tan performing tonight, sell tickets for charity
Mm.
too. Then, siapa dia? Siapa dia? Who is
Mm.
he? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to get rid of that little stigma of being the famous unknown singer. I want to be there, known for what I do, and then manage to sell all the tickets and then raise the funds for all these people.
That's not a bad idea, though. I think it's very noble, actually. I mean, the fact that the whole last hurrah for an event like that, where the demographics of the audience are people who you don't normally see, right? I think
Yeah.
that's very powerful. That's very powerful. That's not a bad idea. I think you should really look into making that come to
I
fruition.
will, I will, I will, I will. Yeah, it's on my mind. Yeah.
You could do like a yearly thing, and it becomes your
Exactly.
signature.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
becomes a signature concert that you
Yeah.
produce or show that you run, and yeah, why not? Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
I bring in and I give this opportunity to the old timers who haven't been performing in ages too. There are a lot of aunties and uncles out there who enjoy singing so much but just don't have a platform.
Yep,
They were known those days in the club scenes and all.
yep,
They would be
yeah,
so happy. Of course, we'll
yeah,
train the young as well.
yeah. You can mix it up. You can mix it up.
It's a variety show.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
could be a music showcase, and you can call it the Thanksgiving tour. You know.
That's a good name to it. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
guess who's going to be appointed producer now?
You know me, lah. Showbiz is in my blood now. I can't escape it. Always thinking of
I
things
always
as
can see
well.
the hype in you when you're on stage. Yeah, it's good.
Well, is there anything else you want to leave our listeners or viewers with, Leonard? Because I mean, I love stories. I love people who
Yeah,
are doing so much
yeah.
with,
Our
with all their
slot is
talent.
normally just about 45 minutes. Yeah, understanding that. So I think maybe my message to the listening audiences out there would be, make the best of the lockdown. To do things that you have never done before. Like this, for example, I've never polished this toy before in decades. Yeah, and at the same time, while I'm polishing this, I'm thinking of more of my new jokes. Yeah,
Right, right,
linking it. Hey, could I use this Doraemon joke?
right, right,
Yeah, could I use this joke that certain people have, made fools of themselves of,
right, right,
So yeah, when you do something, think of some other things, yeah,
right.
things like that lah. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
cleaning, yeah. So I'll be doing this afterwards. I'll be continuing on this, and I'll be thinking of what I'm gonna introduce Jiggee Jon as in our next show when we are together. But I don't really throw people off the boat with surprises.
True,
Yeah,
true. Well, thank you. I mean, I appreciate your time. It's nice to just, get a deeper understanding of the man behind the voices, as you put it.
yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you for the invitation to be on your program. Oh yeah, and I think maybe this would help. That I should mention that I revolutionized the music scene by having been involved in a third party recording label called Positive Tone. Yeah, we won so many awards, and
Yeah.
we brought the underground music scene up to getting it surfaced. We had
Yep.
Malay singing in English, Chinese singing in Malay. So that part of it in the early 90s, and I played a very important role in revolutionizing the music industry. It was no longer the A minor masuk D minor, D masuk G, lepas G chord masuk E7, kembali balik ke A minor. So, yeah, we kind of like rock the whole of Malaysia with people like I remember OAG and all. Yeah, yeah.
Poetic
Also,
ammo, poetic ammunition.
yes, I brought their stuff to the UK.
Yeah.
I went to East and West Malaysia with their albums. I gave it to DJs all to play their music. Well, not for my benefit, but for the, like I said, I've always been a team player. They were stable mates with me, you know.
Right.
I was merely only the founding artist, yeah. So that's where
Yeah.
my Malay album came about, yeah.
I
Mm.
understand.
So
Awesome,
just
lah. Great stories. Great stories. Thank you.
thank you to you too, yeah. So I'd like to wish
Well,
you the best during this lockdown. Mm.
thank you, sir.
It
And
was
we'll try
not,
and make
well,
we'll try we'll try to make time to do the car tour when all this is done. We'll do a episode 2.
wow. Oh wow, yeah, and you could just actually park your car here, right? And
I
then
am sure.
I'll get Grab for you, Grab to send you home after that. Okay.
Nice try, Leonard. Nice try. So, folks, this is Dato Leonard Tan, your friendly entertainer, the man with 1,000 voices, the unknown artist, or the unknown singer, as he calls himself.
The
But
famous unknown singer,
the famous unknown singer, right? So,
unknown famous singer.
thank you for your time. Thank you. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Okay, God bless always.
You too. Take care, Leonard.